The San Francisco 49ers keep their date with the history books. In one of the greatest football games ever played by one team, they become the first team in the history of the National Football League to win back-to-back Super Bowls since the Pittsburgh Steelers. What an unbelievable job. And owner Eddie DeBartolo gets the winner's treatment. And now, really in keeping with this new dynasty, what a pleasure it is to bring in the new commissioner of the National Football League, Paul Tagliabue, to award the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Paul?
Brent, nice to be here on a special day. Eddie, I know you're wet, but let me just say this. Today, the 49ers finished their trip to becoming one of the elite teams in the history of the National Football League. You've won your second straight Super Bowl game. The team did it in dominating fashion, as you've done in the playoffs, as you did it throughout the season. You've won your fourth Super Bowl in a decade, even less than a decade, tying the Steelers as the only team in the history of the league to win 4 Super Bowls. And you are clearly, at this time, the 49ers are the team of the decade, and they're starting the 90s looking like the team of the 90s. I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate all the players, Coach Seifert, and your entire staff. Congratulations.
I know you guys think that I'm all wet, and I am. First of all, I want to congratulate Pat Bowlen and Dan Reeves in a fine job that they did this year with the Broncos. They really had a great season. But to you men, I want to say one thing. Back in July, when we traveled to Tokyo, we had a mission, we had a quest, and we have one hell of a football team, and I love you, God bless you, and thank you for being world champions. And thank you to a man that came in a very, very situation that wasn't exactly easy, and he is your coach, Coach Seifert.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. George, while you were coming up here to the stand, I want you to know that the first thing the players said, the first thing, when they came in, they said, three-peat, three-peat. They've got the heat on you already.
Well, we're so happy and proud of this football team. There's no question about it. I'm happy for them that they were able to achieve this goal. And if they want to go for another one, that's fine with me.
George,
I'm so happy for Eddie, and I'm so happy for all the 49er fans, too, and all the people in San Francisco.
George, did you ever think it would be this easy when you were looking at the films and the plans? 55 points this afternoon. You had it against Minnesota. It was 27-3. The Rams 21-3. These games were over at the half.
Well, I think as a football coach and as a football team, you give plenty of respect to your opponent, and none of these games are easy. We played 3 great teams in these playoffs. They would have had to have been great teams to get to this point. So we're just proud of the effort of the team, this entire organization, and I'm proud of the teams that we played against, and I'm proud of this team, obviously.
George, congratulations. Eddie, congratulations. And we're going to continue live from the San Francisco 49ers locker room in just a moment.
In the 80s, Honda became known for its reliable, feature-filled cars.
You ready, Dad?
I love this car.
But today, the 90s begin with the new Geo Prism. The quality sedan with 16-valve performance, Prism is designed for years of carefree driving, with more of the features and little extras that make life easier. So you know you'll be friends for a long time. Get to know the new Geo Prism at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know you.
Whiskas. It's no ordinary cat food. It's the cat food cats find irresistible. Whether it's meaty or crunchy, it's got the fresh meat taste cats just adore. As you see, cats know what's good. That's why more and more cat owners tell us their cats prefer Whiskas.
From the Far East to Europe, across the Caribbean, and throughout North America,
Only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We love to fly and it shows.
Well, the 49ers won.
Yay.
Darn. So McDonald's everywhere, even in Homer, Alaska, will honor the winners with the $1.09 McDLT.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Break out the Diet Coke.
But should Bronco fans lose just because their team did?
Yes!
Of course not. So they'll still get their 99-cent quarter pounder with cheese, even though they didn't win.
But we played our little hearts out.
A $1.09 McDLT and a 99-cent quarter pounder for a limited time.
We're going to watch the Super Bowl every week.
Well, a very tough afternoon for Dan Reeves. He's standing by with Irv Cross live. Let's go to Irv.
Tough afternoon indeed, Brent, but Dan graciously stood here and waited for us to come into the locker room. But Dan, of all your Super Bowl losses, I know you were very optimistic coming into this one. Is this perhaps maybe the most disappointing?
Well, no, they're all disappointing, Irv. You know, when you lose and you don't play up to your abilities, I think that hurts. But, I mean, the San Francisco 49ers are playing on a level right now. It's hard for anybody in the National Football League to keep up with. They're playing awful well. We knew that they would have to have an off day, and we would have to play as well as we possibly could play and not make any mistakes to have a chance. And they didn't cooperate. They didn't make any mistakes all day, and my hat's off to them. George has done a great job all year of keeping them focused in. They got an awful lot of weapons on offense, and they get an awful lot of credit. But their defense is outstanding. I mean, they have got some great players on defense. They're just an outstanding team, and you know, they certainly deserve to be the champions. They were the best team this year, and certainly we've got a long ways to go to measure up to the level that wins championships. We came a long ways this year, and I'm proud of this football team, but we just got a long ways to go.
Dan, when you got your team assembled in there after the game, what did you say to them?
Well, Irv, there's not a lot you can say, and I'm just told them basically that I was disappointed that it didn't work out for them because they wanted it very badly, and you know, they played hard. You can't question that. We just made some mistakes in the game, and you can't do that against a great football team like the 49ers. So there's not a lot you can tell them. They hurt very badly. We disappointed an awful lot of people. We made some brilliant forecasters out of a lot of experts. They did a great job and said we didn't belong on the field with them, and you'd like to, you know, have something to say about that. It just didn't turn out that way.
Dan, thanks for being with us.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And I'm with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Joe, congratulations. Third time you've been the MVP. Your buddy Jerry got it a year ago. But this was some performance. You really looked pumped up when you were introduced to the crowd. I said, wait a minute, Joe's ready here.
Well, I think we all were ready. You know, there was a lot of talk about, you know, them, and there had been some things that happened out in the streets. They weren't talking to us, and I think that helped to motivate our team. And I'll tell you what, our offense was executing, and I'll tell you what, our defense just shut down another great offensive team, and that was two of the biggest keys.
Jerry, tell us about your two touchdowns. The first one, I know Steve Atwater tried to decapitate you down by the goal line.
Yeah, he really wanted to knock me down, but the thing I tried to do, just focus in on the football, and I was able to really keep my balance and get into the end zone.
Yeah, and then the third touchdown, as we roll that up, describe that for us.
Well, Joe is the best, and he drilled the ball in there. And the thing about that, I knew that Atwater was getting ready to hit me, so I just held on to the football.
You know, Joe, it is absolutely remarkable. The ball is so catchable when you throw it. I mean, these guys take it on a run, and they'll take a 5 or a 10-yard ball. They'll turn it into a 50-yard gain. We've talked about this.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about our guys, not only our wide receivers, but our running backs. We're not afraid to give them the ball short because they've got some great ability to run with it after the catch. And, you know, they've been showing that all year long.
Tell me about your offensive line and what they did for you.
Well, I mean, I didn't even get, I think I might have got touched once. And, you know, I don't think I got sacked down the stretch, and they just had one heck of a ball game. And heck, I could play to 140 if they play like that.
Hey, Jerry, can you become the first team to make it 3 Super Bowl championships in a row?
I feel we can. We got a great team, a great organization, and I'm just looking forward to next year.
You agree with that, Joe?
I sure do. I'll tell you, you know, Coach Holman called a great game, him and George, and there was a lot of pressure going into the ball game, but, you know, they put it on.
Hold that picture up there now. Is this the 2 Montana girls here?
Yeah, Jennifer did this for me about 3 months or so before. And I've been keeping it in my locker, in the back of my locker, and there was only one little mistake here. It says, this ring is mine. Well, I think this one's hers, and I'll take the next one.
All right, Jerry and Joe, congratulations. Another fabulous performance by the San Francisco 49ers, and we're going to continue live from New Orleans after these messages from your local stations.
game. It was a little short, and I'm not sure why, but it was just one of those things. I don't think he was really on today.
Yeah, everybody said before the game you would like to keep him in the pocket, and if you made him run, try to make him run up the middle.
That's true. We wanted to keep him in the pocket. We wanted them to run up the middle, and also we didn't want to give up the long pass. We felt coming into this game, after looking at some of the previous games, the reason that they were winning was because of the long pass.
Let's talk about Joe Montana and the adversity of the week. You told me that it really had something to do with the way your team played today.
That's true. All the players just rallied around him. One of the things that happens is when a player of his caliber is being ridiculed or being thrashed in paper, we try to rally around him as a family, and we know what Joe's about. We understand what he's about. It's crazy for people to think that he's had a drug problem, or that he even used drugs. Joe's a great family man, and he's really dedicated to our team. And the guys just said, look, let's go out and rally around him, and let's win it for him.
You also said there was some antagonism towards some of the Denver players.
That's true. Early in the week, I guess Larry Roberts and Don Griffin and a couple of other guys went out, and some of the Denver players didn't even want to socialize with us. And that was really tough because, I mean, you're here to win the football game, but when those things happen, it means war, and we just want to take it out on each other.
Ronnie, thanks very much. Let's go to Brent.
All right, well, here's one of the unsung guys, Tom Rathman. Tom, another great job.
Well, I'll tell you what, our whole team really went out and executed the game plan today. You've got to give a lot of the credit to the coaching staff.
Great. Part of the Husker Connection. Congratulations, and we're going to continue live from New Orleans in just a moment. Super Bowl with the New York Giants, and now he is in the San Francisco 49ers locker room with his young son and the Vince Lombardi trophy. Let's go upstairs now to Pat Summerall and John Madden. Pat?
Thanks, Brent. You know, John, you and I have been around this game of pro football a long time. I was just thinking, this might be the best football team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would think the same thing. You know, you look and you say 55-10, it was a blowout, and Denver really wasn't an opponent. But when you think that maybe Denver played against the best team that ever played, and you just appreciate a Joe Montana, a Jerry Rice, a Roger Craig, a Tom Rathman, the offensive line, the defense, the pass rush, the coverage. This 49er team has everything, and I don't know that it isn't the best team that's ever been.
One more quick question. You think they can repeat again?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I don't think that right now, as the season ends, the '89 season is over, I don't think that there's a team as good. I don't think there's a team as close. So unless something changes between now and next year, I don't know how the 49ers can be beaten. I don't know why they can't win another one.
Well, John, it's been a great year. Thank you very much. It's really been a pleasure. Back to Brent.
Indeed, it has been a great year. Congratulations, Pat and John. Right now, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back to New Orleans in just a moment. Up there with the elite runners now in this league. You're fabulous.
Well, thank you, Brent. It's been an outstanding year for us all. You know, we never got down on ourselves. There's times when they were downgrading our offensive line, saying they were finesse, and they just took upon themselves to make it happen for us. You know, you win ball games up front, and they did an outstanding job.
Well, your buddy Tom Rathman got a couple of TDs. Talk to me about your score here in this Super Bowl.
Well, you know, it's so strange. I thought Danny Stelb had scored, and I was talking to somebody on the sideline. You know, I had my helmet off, cutting my tape off, and they said, we had to go back out. I went back out, and, man, I didn't know that I even tied the touchdowns, you know, as far as the Super Bowl record, and that was unreal. It was a great one to finish the day off with.
Can you make it 3 in a row next year, Roger? I'm putting the heat on.
Three-peat. All right, three-peat. Here we come.
All right. Meanwhile, Roger, we want to go over and check in again with Irv Cross. Irv?
Brent, John Elway just walked in, and just looking at the stats, John, 10 for 26 passing, 108 yards, 2 interceptions. Again, obviously not vintage John Elway.
No, it wasn't. And I didn't play well, and we didn't play well as a team, and we made too many mistakes, and the 49ers played as flawless a football game as you can play. So we're disappointed, but we gave it everything we had.
You're not a guy that makes excuses, and I know that. And John Madden said, John Elway doesn't look like the Elway I know. Is there something wrong with him? Was there anything wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. I just, you know, wasn't firing real well today and wasn't on target. And then we had some mistakes that killed us and took us out of some drives. And you can't do that against Montana in that offense because they were awesome today.
John, thanks for being with us. You'll be back.
You bet.
Brent.
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And we'll be back in just a moment.
It's Tuesday afternoon in Ford County.
Darndest thing about life here in Ford County. You'd think with a name like Ford County, people would prefer Ford trucks.
For life.
You know, I don't think that any team in the history of the NFL has had a romp through the playoffs quite like the San Francisco 49ers and their rookie head coach, George Seifert. They put their names up there on the honor roll. You know, the Green Bay Packers started it, and then they said there'd never again be a dynasty quite like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, the San Francisco 49ers have certainly answered that. They, too, now have won it 4 times, and next year they'll try to become the first team to win 3 Super Bowl championships in a row. And don't count them out. We'd like to say thanks to a great crew for a wonderful job today. So long, everybody.